Good morning, students. Welcome to our language arts lesson. Today, our focus will be on making inferences from our reading. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to read a story and make inferences. What is an inference? An inference is a conclusion you come to based on reasoning and evidence within a text. How do we make inferences? Making an inference requires that you use both information from the text and your background knowledge to form ideas about your reading. For example, let's read the following sentences and make inferences based on our reading. The sun was a huge orange ball in the sky, and sweat was running down Tony's face. He looked at the rows of corn in front of him and wished he had covered more ground. He wiped his eyebrows with the back of his hand and drained the last drops from his bottle. He wished he had stopped by the spring, but it was too late now. He was parched. Now try to find answers for the following questions. Number 1. Where was Tony? Number 2. What was the weather like? Number 3. What was he draining from his bottle? And number 4. What do you think Tony was doing? Remember, you will have to use the clues from the story plus your previous knowledge to answer the questions. Now let's attempt the questions. Where was Tony? The clue from the story? He looked at the rows of corn in front of him. The clues from his experience? Corns were grown on farms or in cornfields. So the answer, Tony was in a cornfield or on a farm. The second question, what was the weather like? The clue from the story? The sun was a huge orange ball in the sky, and sweat was running down Tony's face. From experience, you sweat when the sun is very hot. So your answer, the weather was very hot. Question number 3. What was he draining from his bottle? The clues given in the story? He wished he had stopped by the spring. From experience, a spring has fresh water. So the answer, Tony was draining water from his bottle. Number 4, what do you think Tony was doing? Clues from the story? He looked at the rows of corn in front of him and wished he had covered more ground. From experience, covering more ground means doing more work on the ground. So the answer, Tony was working in the cornfield. Now that you have a better understanding of how to pair clues from the reading with your background experience to make inferences, try to read the story, The Hazelnut Child, and use your knowledge of inferences to answer the questions based on the story. Zoom in later. Remember to join us at 1 p.m. for our meeting. Prepare your questions that you want to ask your teacher or any ideas about inferences that you would like to share with your friends. See you then.